Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So in today's video I want to do something a little bit different. Now this is something I don't normally cover on the channel, so I really just want to kind of dive off into this and show you guys exactly how to do this, or how I do this. There's like kind of multiple ways you can do it, but the topic today is duping. And even though it's been in Star Citizen since the very beginning of time, it's something that I just never personally covered because I kind of considered it an exploit, but I'm not really sure that CIG really sees it that way anymore. They did institute a thing that kind of took it out in one of the patches, and then they removed that, and it's just been in the game for so long that, you know, I'm going to go ahead and cover it. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I mean, we do this like every patch to get our loadouts and stuff. And with CIG kind of, you know, giving out weapons for events, like they did the Andor attritions for the Save Stanton event, I just thought, let me show you guys how I'm doing this. Now, I'm going to show you the way I do it. It is not the only way. It's not the best way or anything like that. I'm just going to show you how I do it. So if you have better ways of doing it or whatever, please leave comments down below. Let people, you know how you do it, or if there's something that's like a super big shortcut on this. But this works for me. It works for me every single time. And so let's just dive into it. Okay guys, so the ship that we're going to be covering is the Gladius, and we're doing this because it has three size 3s, three size 3 weapons. So the mounting points right here are size 3s, and right here are size 3. We're not messing with the missiles or anything right now. I'm just going to show y'all how to kind of get the weapons and duplicate them. Now, if you did the event and you have those Andor attritions, or maybe you just found an attrition, a size 3 attrition out in the verse, you can actually, you know, bring that to your hangar and save it in your hangar, and then you can put it on your ships. And we're going to just go ahead and cover that right now, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ship where I've actually already installed these weapons. So say you have a ship that already has them. I'm going to show you how to like uninstall them, save them, and then what to do with that ship, and then how to get those weapons onto this ship and then save that. So first things first, let's get the other ship out here. We're going to use the Nomad, and the reason I'm using the Nomad is the Nomad also comes with the size 3, so it's a perfect swap onto this ship. And the Nomad is already has the loadout of the attritions, the size 3 attritions on it. So let's do that now. Okay guys, so here is our trusty little Nomad, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you look up top, I have those Andor attritions there, and I also have the Andor attrition right here as well. So if whether you're doing this by taking the weapons off of a ship, or if you're going to just bring them up out of your cargo, you know, your inventory, either way you're going to have to do this first step, and that's you're going to have to unlock the ports. So you need to get in your ship and get those ports unlocked. And guys, I am going to try to do this in real time, so, you know, you guys can kind of see how long this takes. I don't want to be like, you know, making it seem like you can do this in like 10 seconds. It does take a little bit of time to complete this because you have to do these steps. So just turn the ship on, then you're going to hit your right alt and K, and you'll see ship ports unlocked. Now, I noticed there are some ships that don't pull up the red text that say ship ports unlocked, so it might be, you know, you might have to do it one time and just try it, and then if they're not unlocked, you might have to get back in and do it again. In this case, we can see visibly that they are actually unlocked, and that's it guys. So it's a right alt and K at the same time, and that unlocks your ports if you're on the stock kind of mouse and keyboard settings. Now with that done, the easy steps right here is what you're going to do. Now you make sure your cargo elevator is up because we're going to store these. We're going to store these weapons over there, or you can actually just set these weapons on the side outside of the hangar area because you're just going to call the other ship right back up, right? So you're going to use these, so you don't actually have to save them. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our tractor beam gun. You can use whichever one you have, whether you have the small one or the big one, and you're going to grab that weapon and you're going to take it right off. Now, in my case, these weapons are already saved on my Nomad, so I'm not worried about losing them, but I will show you what I do just to get my ship back. All you have to do is fly the ship basically out to a pad, leave it outside the pad, not on the pad, or actually you can leave it on the pad as well, and then just go back in and claim the ship, and that's kind of it. So here's our salvage right there. And I called them Andors, but it appears they are called Ardors. So my mistake on that. They're Ardor 3s. Andor. I'm thinking like Star Wars, right? Andor. And normally I use the max lift because it just seems to be a little bit easier. So we're going to take all of these weapons and we're just going to set them over here on the side. And we're done with that. So we have all 3 of our guns. We always pray that they don't disappear. The Chris Roberts gods. And we're going to call up our Gladius.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has please visit us again.
Alright guys, as you can see here we have our Gladius out. Now, first step, same as the other, you have to unlock your ship ports. So we're going to climb in this baby and get those babies unlocked. Not sure what the animations are there, but they really need to kill that. Ship ports unlocked. Then we're just going to hold Y. We're going to get right back out. We're going to start with our nose gun. We're going to pull this Mantis off. Now you can sell these, or you can just store them. Maybe you want it on a different ship you're building ballistics loadout on. But in our case, we're going to grab this. And one thing about like putting these weapons on, if you need to figure out which way to turn it or whatnot, if you just get it close in any position, it'll probably highlight and kind of show you which way it needs to go. So if you just pay attention to the silhouette, you can see. So in my case, I need to like rotate it like all the way around like this. And that should do it. Alright, one down. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab these others. This should be pretty easy. Again, another size 3. We can always store these on the cargo wrap over here. Going to grab our next one. It's probably going to go on the same way, but we're going to just stick it under here and make sure. Yep, so we'll just pull it out. And then we're going to rotate it all the way around. And that should do it. So we're going to go ahead and come over here. Take our last one. I kind of do like the kind of pyro vibe of these missions, the guns where they look kind of beat up. We'll throw this one on our cargo. Pretty much every ship out there uses those kind of like bulldog repeater type things, so you don't really, I normally just try to sell them or something if I just happen to be at a shop, but normally they go floating in space. And there you go, guys, that is it. Now the most important part, now that you have the ship loaded, you have to save it, and this is what I do to save it. It works. I have not had any issues with it whatsoever. It works for me just about every single time. So this is what we're going to do. Alright guys, so we're done with that. So we need to save the ship. So we need to send it down to actually store it. So we're going to come over here. We're going to go store. Luckily we're in a small ship, small hangar, so that doesn't take very long. So that should be stored. So now we're going to go into our menu. We're going to hit F1. We're going to go to vehicles, select ship. We're going to go to our Gladius, right? And what we're going to do is we go ahead, we can check these weapons, and you can see right here, it's got the Ardor 3, Ardor 3, and the Ardor 3, so we have all three of them on there. So what we're going to do is I normally just go to Systems. I normally go to the very first cooler, and guys, there's you can do this any different way. I think you can take off any single part on the entire ship, but I always do one of the systems myself, and all I do is go unequip, make sure you get the little triangle up there, right here, click Save and Equip, so now there's nothing on that, it says empty. Then you're going to click right back on it, and you're going to hit Save Changes and Equip, and make sure it goes away. That will actually save the ship. So to test that theory, we're going to call our ship up.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to get into the ship, and we're going to take it right on over to a pad, and we're going to come right back to the hangar, and we're going to call it. And you will get to see that the weapons are still there. So I will catch you guys once I get the hangar doors open. Okay guys, so we're in the Gladius, like I said, pull our landing gear up, and we're just gonna go out to a pad. It's something super quick and easy. I don't even land on the pad myself. I normally just go right out to the side of it. And I know that we're at Bajini Point, so we're just gonna look for the long tunnel, and I know the pads are right here. So you can land on the pad, you can, or whatever you want to do. I don't land on the pads just because I try to play nice and I don't want to block the pads for anybody that needs to come in to refuel or whatever. So I normally just pull up as close as I can right here, leave it off the pad so it doesn't interfere with anybody, and then I normally just go eject to 0G. Now if you prefer doing the guns, or even if it's a larger ship, you can actually pull both ships right here and do the swap here. So if you have a bigger ship, maybe you can't reach the guns or see them as well, or you're having problems, you can actually do it in 0G. So now that the ship is there, all we're going to do is we're going to run right back over to this elevator on the pad, and we're going to go back and we're going to claim the ship. So I will do this in real time so you guys can see that I'm not doing anything special here. All I did was remove a component, save it, put the component back, and save it again, right? So we're going to go back to our hangar. We can go straight to the hangar from the pads. You can see that my ship is still out there on the pad. So what we're going to do is we're going to claim the Gladius, right? Now it's got a 5-minute call time. Not too terrible, so we're going to file a claim. It's a 1 minute and 56 seconds. So I'm going to pay the expedited fee, and I will see you back in about 1 minute. All right, guys, 2, 1, and now we can retrieve our Gladius. And now let's see if it comes up with the guns, right? Let's see if it comes up with our saved attritions. Let's see if it actually duped those weapons, since I actually claimed it. Just like it was blown up or anything like that, I actually claimed the ship. So we're gonna give it just a minute. Should come up pretty fast here. I always hate that it has to go down and close. I wish these animations were, you know, everything is such a time sink. I just wish they did something that could make the, you know, calling the ship a little bit faster. But I know they're trying to balance out a time sink versus immersion, and, you know, seems like the longer we go, the more unsim-like it really is getting. So there's our ship. And are they there? Do we still have, after reclaiming the ship, do we still have our salvaged Ardors? We do. They are there on all 3 ports. You can see they actually saved. So like I said, guys, saving them is like the most important part. So now, if I had another ship that I wanted to put these on, say, I don't know, Cuddy Black, that has like 6 size 3s on it, right? You could actually dupe these, throw them in there, drop it at a pad, do it real quick, and you would have 6 of these weapons on your Cuddy or any other ship. And that's it, guys. That is actually how you can dupe the weapons in Star Citizen and actually get more of, you know, these best weapons. So if you happen to find attritions or NDBs or whatever you want out there in the verse, or even components. Components are actually done the exact same way. You can actually dupe the components. All you do is remove it, stick it on your hangar bay. If you have that component, go take the ship out to a pad, then claim it, bring it back, and there you go. You have an extra one of those components. That component just kind of, you know, recreates itself. So until they come out with like blueprints or something like that, I think this is going to be in the game for a while. So I don't know. Duping, yes, but you know, it's just become part of Star Citizen for me now. It's something that like we do every patch to get our ships loaded out, right? Especially when they're doing special weapons for events and stuff like these. So that's it, guys. I hope that helps. Sorry I messed up the name of the weapon at the very beginning. I guess I had some Star Wars on the brain. Called it Andor instead of Ardors. I'll probably throw a note up at the beginning of the screen for that. But, guys, as always, I hope this information helps you, especially if like you're a new player. Maybe you're just a veteran player who didn't know this. But thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it, man. Please throw a like out there, and if you haven't subscribed and you like information like this, I try to make these videos as fast as possible and get the information straight to you guys without, you know, doing a lot of hoopla in the process. As always, guys, thank you, and I will see you on the next video.